Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's just dive in. And let's start off with this tweet here for myself. So I said that people don't even realize how many banks are prepared to go live with XRP-enabled solutions. Over a decade worth of networking from Ripple with extremely large institutional networks, banks, credit unions, etc. will soon all pay off. Everything is aligning perfectly, from the infrastructure being upgraded to accommodate for these solutions to the regulatory forefront. It's all coming together, and in my opinion, within the next 2 years, we will see a lot of this go live. The big obstacle is regulatory frameworks. Once that is broken, it's game over. You are either early and in before the big money comes, or you are too late. And yes, this is what I've been mentioning so much about a lot of these utility tokens, is that, there will be a time where you are too late to the game. A lot of people think that they have, so much time in the world to, be buying up these tokens. XRP is a perfect example, right? Like, a lot of people thought that, oh, well, I still have a year to accumulate XRP at 30 cents, 40 cents. And it's just like, okay, boom, all of a sudden we get an announcement, and overnight, in less than 5 hours, XRP adds $18 billion to its market cap. And, XRP is trading at almost 95 cents. So again, like, things can change in an instant in this market. It doesn't mean that it always will. I'm just saying things can change very fast. This market is extremely volatile, so when we really kind of look at this market going forward on, once we do have institutional grade adoption, I do think that's going to be too late for the retail sector to be in this market, which is why I say, like, position yourself perfectly now before the big players are here with the big player money, aka trillions. Now, also talking a little bit more about this, I do believe that we are at a major point in time where we are seeing everything come together in such an incredible way. Shout out to XRP Crow for this, but what do you see? We are in the middle of rebuilding the financial system. This is David Schwartz. So we are in the middle of building or rebuilding of the financial system, and Ripple is poised to figure out where the interesting things are. And, I do think that this is something to note, right? Like, as we look at Ripple as a company, okay, this company has long-term connections to some very large players. Even before XRP was out there, Ripple was building connections. Today, more than ever before, they are spearheading the idea of utilizing crypto within the real world, specifically around the financial sector. Ripple, in my opinion, is one of those, like, blue chip companies where they will be around for the next, multiple decades. And it's the reasoning behind the idea that Ripple is becoming a crucial player around the evolution and the rebuilding of our financial system. We are seeing a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where we are seeing essentially, I want to say, the death and the rebirth of a new system. Because our traditional system, well, it's broken. So they want to crash it, and they want to usher in this new system, and we already know what that system includes. Now, also over here from Rosie Rios, XRP serves a purpose. It's a function that facilitates cross-border payments. It's not some store of value that is not pegged to anything. And here she's thrown some shots at, Bitcoin. This was from February 2023, by the way. But, hey, listen, as we look at XRP, it does serve a purpose. And, the future is very bright around XRP, especially as you guys are starting to see Web3 becoming a big deal. Tokenization obviously becoming a much larger deal now. You have every single major player like Citi, for an example, talking about tokenization in the trillions of dollars by 2030. I really do think that over the course of the next 5 to 10 years, this entire space is going to look extremely different. With a lot of these tokens like XRP, becoming key players because they are utility tokens. They have a use, they serve a purpose, like Rosie is saying here. And also over here. So instant payments finally reach America with FEDNOW. So the big deal about FEDNOW, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about FEDNOW quite a bit over on Twitter. And I think that there's such a big misconception here. And I think a lot of people are, fully disconnected from the real, value behind FEDNOW. But you see banks hate it, kills bank payment revenue. US is way behind, write a check. And here you guys have paper pushers, real-time payments, 2022, percentage of all electronic transactions. India, 80% plus. Brazil, almost 40%, Sweden, almost 20%, Britain, kind of half of that, almost at 10%, Canada, a little bit lower than 10%, Germany, pretty low. And then you have the US at the bottom. As we look at the US, right, they're significantly behind in the race towards digitized payments and real-time payments, specifically electronic transactions. So a lot of this is still, centered out predominantly on paper-based transactions. This is a big problem, as we do see digitization becoming a much larger area of focus as well, combined with tokenization. It ultimately changes the entire game. This is also why I've said, like, Zinfin with XDC and all these other tokens, they're very large giants. They might not seem like it right now, but that's because you are only focused on one thing, which is price. Also, from Anderson, if you think FEDNOW is completely unrelated to making cross-border payments better, you should listen to someone who knows. It's a piece of the puzzle. And this is from Marcus Treacher. For those out there that don't know who this is, well, this is the executive chairman at the RTGS Global Company, which we will break down here in a little bit. Also, he has a significant background with some other large players. For an example, Clear Bank. He was also an advisor on the DLT Science Foundation, which this is like more of like a side company, if you will. Neum. He was also at Ripple for 4 years and 9 months at SVP Customer Success. He also worked on the Chaps Clearing Company. He worked at Swift for about 6 years, 2 months. HSBC for about 11 years and 7 months. Also, Swift UK, chair of the board of directors, Citi, for about roughly a year and 9 months. Also, again at Citi, and then Accenture from 1988 to 1993, 5 years and 1 month. So this guy has a very substantial background. The best part about all of this is that when we go over to this article, so we do see FedNow, the Federal Reserve's instant payment service launches in the US. So there's a few people that are commenting on this. For an example, you have, this is Ken of Montgomery Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. He's talking a little bit more about it. You also have ACI Worldwide talking a little bit more about it. There's a few other players, but ultimately I do want to get to the bottom one, which is, of course, Marcus Treacher. So we do see they do break down his role here, but he says the introduction of FedNow creates exciting prospects for domestic payments, but will also offer opportunities to improve cross-border payments. At first, it will be domestic, but then how do we connect it to those cross-border other payment systems, if you will? Well, I think we all know a way, right? This is because of the prominent role of the US dollar in cross-border payments around the world between hundreds of countries. Ensuring fluid interoperability is a challenge that many in the industry are wrestling with, and FedNow will need to achieve this to harness its full potential. This website's a little bit annoying with the scrolling, but while FedNow's primary remit is domestic, the system's introduction is likely to create a ripple effect, gotta love that, of benefits. It's not just a story of improved efficiency with the US, but also one of increased influence and interoperability within the global financial ecosystem. This holds exciting potential for international commerce and international entities that interfaces with the American financial system. And one thing that I did mention over on my Twitter, I know that it was a little bit of a older tweet, but it was like right around the time where we did see the FedNow system launching. But basically what I said was, there's too many people around the XRP community that are focused heavily on FedNow being a driver for the price. And I believe that it was, 1 second, let me find it for you guys. All right, so here we have it. So I said too many XRP holders are focused on FedNow as a price driver of XRP, but this is simply not the case. FedNow is a key that unlocks a door of opportunity for the next generation of financial/payment technology to be realized in. The infrastructure is being upgraded to accommodate for this disruptive technology. FedNow is significant not because it will pump XRP, but because it allows for Ripple solutions utilizing the power of XRP to be implemented into the financial system. Stop thinking in terms of price, think in terms of innovation, adoption, and change. And yeah, right, like, when we really kind of look at what FedNow does, it does open the door of opportunity here. And the funny thing about Marcus Treacher is not the fact that he was an ex-Ripple employee or anything like that. It's who he's working with, which is RTGS Global, right? For those out there that don't know, the Digital Euro Association. This is a think tank organization working on the digital euro. if we scroll down, we actually do see the digitization of the monetary system is progressing. The monetary system will undergo fundamental changes over the next decade, solidifying the fact that over the next 10 years, we will start to see a major innovation, which we are already seeing, that will shake the overall global monetary system to its core. We also do see down here, gold members, Ripple. We also do see silver members, RTGS Global. Pretty interesting, right? There's a ton of other players tied to this, but I really kind of centered out on Ripple and RTGS Global. Why? Well, because these are two pioneers around the new financial system. And they're also focused on cross-border payments. Check this out. So RTGS Global, reimagining cross-border settlement and payments built for now, designed for what's next. We are a settlement service built for the digital age. And we scroll down here. The new generation cross-border settlement, they do break it down here as well. You can kind of see everything that they offer here. Then we do see why as our core benefits. You could read through all of this if you wanted to. And yeah, this is definitely an interesting company that I've been looking into quite a bit. We also do see over here our vision, global cross-border settlement, free of risk, friction, and latency. It's built for now, designed for what's next. We solve today's challenges while preparing for tomorrow's. And we do see the fintech revolution has reshaped the retail financial services landscape in barely a decade. Meanwhile, cross-border settlement and payments are stuck in the 1970s. And yes, they are. So this is why, like, as we really kind of look at this, you know, right now, there is a major need for innovation within cross-border payments. And I just find it very interesting that they are, you know, tied back to the Digital Euro Association with Ripple, of course. And also, remember, right, like as we look at Ripple, they have been expanding rapidly within a few areas, especially around even the UK with the Digital Pound Foundation. This is a must-watch company. Not only, you know, is RTGS Global becoming a big deal, but with the Digital Euro Association, I think that there's going to start to be a lot of innovation on the forefront around the digital euro, with Ripple included, and everything is really aligning. Like I said, you know, the door is opening to innovation happening. You know, the US is so far behind. So in order for them to actually play catch up, they need to start adopting this type of technology, utilizing this technology, and really kind of pioneering it. And I do think that's all centered out on what the FEDNOW has allowed to happen, which is, you know, this is an opportunity for the next generation of financial and payment technology to be realized in. So it's definitely exciting. You know, all of this, like I said, is really aligning. And I don't think people are really realizing all of the connections and the networking that Ripple has done well over the past 10 years. And, you know, combine that with the power of XRP, with what Ripple has been doing with their solutions. I mean, this thing is something special, right? And I really do think that the retail sector as a whole has such a huge opportunity in front of them. You just need to realize it in. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys have more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are on this. But this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.